what is it? Love is patient, love is kind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But also,
Love is pain.
minus the love for
Yes.
God, minus the love for, my kids, the love that I think about is like the love that gives me butterflies, or when I know someone cares about me and when they show it. Yeah.
Was that dude you were talking about earlier that you said?
No,
was crushing- you were
no,
crushing on
no,
him or
no,
something?
no.
Right.
I need to get home right
She would
now.
be saying
Right.
crush if
so
she's
you don't
in
love
love.
him? Do you love him?
I'm not in love with him, but yes, I love him.
Okay.
Like I love you, like I love you, and like I love you, and like I love
So
you.
it's a
and
love friend.
everyone.
It's a love friend kind of feeling. It's not
Yeah.
I'm in love with this person.
Yeah.
So there's a difference between loving somebody and being in love with somebody.
Definitely.
Yes.
Definitely. That's what I was about to. That's what I was about to get to. See, I was saying before, I'm a person who does everything with my heart. So love to me is just a really strong emotion, a really deep passion for whatever, and for whatever you're doing, wherever you're doing it, whoever you're doing it with. Like my ex-boyfriend, I love him. We're not together anymore. That's my ex-boyfriend, but I'll love him to the day that I die. And I don't have to wait to the day that I die to know that. Because if you can't see it while you're living, if you can't feel the love, if you don't recognize that ain't there. Love
So
can
you-
be pain. You
so
go through
you
things.
loved him, then you were in love with him, and now you just love him again.
But you're not with him.
That's why the in love
I
no
won't
longer
say
exists.
that,
I'm assuming.
Yeah, in order to get in another relationship or to, go through my life now, of course, I'm going to have to sit aside that emotion of being in love. But that same love that I have for the person, everything that I would do for that person then, I would do today. I would do tomorrow. I'm the type of person that thinks long distance. So I don't want to be your friend just to curse you out tomorrow and be like, oh, you cut. No, I'm that friend
But
who
that is what people
might
do.
argue, but sit down, let's talk. That's
Right.
love.
And I agree with you. But that's why, at the end of it all, you can say you went through that. You've gone through it. You sat down with that person, and you're still there with each other. When you're saying to me, love is somebody that you say you love, but then that person's not with you.
No, sir, because what if you're in an abusive relationship and he's with you until the day that you die, and God forbid it's him killing you, and he's still telling you, I love you, and I'm doing this because I love you.
Then the sign is there.
Then that's
It's
a
not
lie.
love.
That's not love.
Yeah,
That's not love.
Talk
That's
about,
not
I
love
love
at
you,
all.
Pop. I
Right.
love you,
Even
Pop.
if he
I
wasn't
love you,
beating
Pop.
you,
That
even
ain't
if
love.
he was just, even if like you didn't know what he was doing, and then like
Let's
you
put it
know.
like this:
You
if
didn't
if-
know.
There's
You
always
felt
going to
the
be a
pain.
sign.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
Love is not supposed to
but
be
people
painful.
think that you can just stay together for forever. The staying together to the end part isn't what's important. It's everything that happens in between.
And I guess in this case, each one has their own judgment on how they see love.
Right.
For me, that's the way I see it.
Okay.
And the only reason why I see it that way is because I grew up. My father left me when I was 5 years old. My mother had to bring up 5 kids in the South Bronx. And let me tell you something.
BX,
Back in the
stand up.
70s, the South Bronx was not a pretty sight.
Right.
Koch did nothing for us.
No, he didn't.
Okay, so for me, having somebody there till the very end, it's a high quality.
love.
It's a love, but more importantly, what we went through to stay together to the end. That's love.
Right. Well, for me, I agree with Queen.
Queen Quay.
Yes. God is love. I love everybody. I just feel like that's my heart.
Exactly.
My heart is big. I got a forgiving heart. So unconditional. I can see you. I don't know you from a can of paint, but I still feel that love because, like I said, God is love. Everybody know that. And also, I love who loves me. And if you can love who love you, then
But that's easy. Loving somebody who loves you is easy. Loving your enemies, that's something that's hard.
right. And that I can do it all. That's what I'm saying. I love my enemies. I love who love me.
You love strangers?
Yes. I mean, I don't love them to the point where, okay, hi, stranger, give me a hug, I love you. But if I look at you and I can see that something might be wrong or you looking kind of like you need a hug, yes, I love you because God is love, and that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to show people love daily.
So you hug strangers.
If they look like they need a hug.
I'm just trying to clarify.
I mean, not just a stranger as I'm walking by, but if it's somebody that look like they might be going through something, like I started to hug you because you look like you was a little stressed out. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, I will.
Yeah. I agree with what she's saying. I just consider it a different level of love, right? You can't say you love that person the same way you love your husband,
No.
right? So it's a different kind of, or a different level of love.
Is that
That's
where
why
in
I
love
took-
comes
that's
in?
what
I was
Because
saying.
you're in love with
Right.
your spouse,
Right.
but you love your friend, because there's different definitions of love. There's the phileo love, which
Right.
is the friendship love,
Right.
which they get out of Philadelphia,
Right.
the friendly city or whatever. So there's that friendship love, but then there's the eros love, which is the intimate love.
Right.
You're knocking boots and having sex type love. Then you have the unconditional love, the agape love,
The agape,
which is God's love.
Yes.
But that, in my opinion, is a level of love that nobody can ever achieve.
Right, right.
It's something that we always work towards.
Yes.
But I am not convinced that there are conditions. Everybody places conditions on love.
love.
And there's always going to be a breaking point where, guess what? You gonna do something, I ain't gonna love you no more.
That's
Right.
that's why I say I do everything with my heart. I'm not going to stop loving you because of differences. I'm not going to stop loving you. I might say I hate you, but I still love you.
I agree.
I
with
may
her.
get angry.
I agree with her.
Somebody and love them.
I might say,
Might say what?
You can say
like,
that
oh
now.
God, I hate you.
Yeah,
But
Right.
no, I
So-
make sure that I let that person know that,
So
like,
words
at
are
the end of the day, if
superficial
you're
to you
calling
then.
me,
Right.
if you're,
Words are superficial to you.
where's the superficial to me?
Words are superficial.
Oh, words. Yeah. When it comes to that, because people know my heart. My love is action. You know, you could tell me you love me all day long, but you left me when I dislocated my knee and needed help getting back on my feet to dance, to choreograph. You know, love is care. Love is everything.
Right.
You should feel it in everything.
Yes.
You know?
So there are conditions and stipulations where if you cross that line, or if you don't do when I need you the most, then we not gonna
No,
love no more.
because that has to do with your heart. If your intentions are pure, if you just can't do it, you just can't do it.
I'm talking about bad intentions.
Oh, if you're not showing love to me, I'ma pray for you.
Yeah.
I'ma pray for you because I know greater is coming for me. So whatever
Because
you
that
do
is
to me,
the
I'ma
world that
bounce
we live
back.
in.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
But love actually start within yourself. Like you have to know how to love yourself in order to be able to love anyone else.
Exactly.
So if you love
Exactly.
yourself, it should be pretty easy to love and forgive people in their wrongs.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Do you think most people love themselves, or most people don't love themselves?
Most people don't know.
I think
I
it's
think we're
half and
learning.
half.
I think we're learning.
I think
as
it's
a
I
collective.
think it's a
Learning.
process.
Yeah, a lot
Answer
of
the
people.
question. No.
I think it's a
trying to-
No,
process.
we
So
are
easy.
learning.
Well, I know that. But
Because
is the
self-love wasn't
majority,
around
but the
like
majority
it
of
is
people,
now.
do we love ourselves, or the majority of people don't love ourselves?
I think it's unthought of. I think it's not even like, you know, I don't think a lot of people think on the daily like, oh, I love myself, I'm going to da-da-da. No. Growing up in church, I learned to make confessions, to make daily confessions, to, let myself, hey, you're a child of God. You are more than a conqueror. You can do all things through Christ that strengthens you. You know, you are loved. You are lovable. You're loving. You're a giver. All that. But if you don't wake up with that mentality and go to sleep with that mentality, you're going to show that.
Right.
You know,
You're gonna
It's-
struggle with it.
So what you're saying is love is actually something that is taught to love yourself. You're taught to love yourself.
Yes, you
You're
are.
not born to love yourself. So there are some people who don't feel that way, that don't feel they love themselves
Because they
and then
weren't taught.
They weren't taught, right? And that's easy.
And even
to see.
if they were taught, they weren't taught the right way.
Right.
Because
That could
some
be a
people
possibility.
equate
Right.
love to negativity.
You're right.
So unless
Oh,
I'm
yes.
yelling at you and calling you out your name and punching you in the eye,
Yeah.
then you don't love me.
Right.
Because growing up, maybe that's what I saw mommy
Right.
and daddy
Do.
and that's what they did. But then 5 minutes later, I loved you
Right,
type
right,
of
right.
situation.
Yeah.
So now as a kid,
loved it.
I know loved it. As a kid, you can't decipher that because of the immaturity of our mind.
Right.
And then emotionally, we grow up
So-
and now we equate that to love. And now we're looking for love in all the wrong places.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why
Exactly.
it's so important
Exactly.
to know yourself before you can even love yourself. Because who are you loving if you don't know who you are? Like, who can you love if you don't love you? It's
How do you-
all
well,
a change.
How do you say that to a child who wants to love themselves or doesn't even understand the concept of loving themselves yet? How
Life-
do you explain that to a child that you know that you need to love yourself? I mean, if they've
You teach
already
them
been,
who they are. Start simple.
It
What do you
starts
wanna
as a
do?
baby.
What do you
It should
care
start in the
about?
womb,
You know.
actually. You should be able to love
What
your
you doing in the
child.
womb?
You're listening to your mom, whether it's negative, whether it's positive. You're listening and you're learning. It starts in the womb.
So this is very interesting what you're saying, because now what you're talking about is on a subconscious level, right? You're talking about communicating to the child the love that you have without the child even being to understand
Yeah.
what you really saying.
Exactly.
So you're communicating the subconscious level, which is a beautiful thing. And you're right, I agree with you 100%, because you loving yourself will transfer into
To the child.
And that's important. And I don't know what all I lacked. You know, well, I know what all I lacked, but I'm not even gonna go into that. You know, in my childhood, but moving in with my dad, what I was saying before, he was always telling me, "I'm proud of you. You're doing so good." He would say that. He would always say how proud of me he was, and sometimes it would make me angry because I used to beat myself up so bad if I made the smallest mistake, and he would tell me, like, hold your head up, pick your head up, put your shoulders back. You know, I'm proud. You need to be proud. Teaching a child to be proud of themselves no matter what, to give it their all no matter what, they're gonna start feeling. You gotta touch them in the spot that you know they gon' really have to think about that. Like, okay, hold on. When they're questioning you about what you're saying to them, that's when you know you're doing something.
Right.
You know?
Is there a line though that's crossed where pride sometimes goes before a fall? Pride sometimes crosses over into ego. So now my entire life, somebody says you're the best and you're a king and you're a this and you're a that and you can do all things and you're an overcomer and you're more than a conqueror. And now I grow up and I think I'm
See,
Superman and you can't
that
touch
was funny.
me.
And you don't think
blinded the
anything-
child. You totally blinded the child when
Right.
you do that, because now they only see one way, one thing.
No, I don't
There's-
say you can still to call your child a king, a queen, a
No,
successor.
no. He's saying excessively.
Oh no, but even if you do that excessively, as long as if that child is doing wrong and you're letting them know what they're doing wrong. My daddy used to, I act up and I got whoopings, I got punishments,
Right.
but right after that whooping, he would be like, "I love you, I'm
Yes.
proud of you."
That's
do with
what
my
you need to
children.
hear.
You-
Is that what you meant? Because I took what you were trying to say differently. I took what you were trying to say is that if you only point one thing out, that the child's a king, that he's a leader, that he's the best, and he's the champion, and you never point out their mistakes or their
That's not
errors.
love.
I understand that. I'm only trying to go by what he was saying, right? So if
When you do one
that,
without the other.
when you do one without the other, you are blinding the child. You're blinding, and it's a false. That child's going to be in denial for the rest of his life, and he's going to probably grow up being alone.
Well, do you agree that you have to like yourself or anyone to be able to love?
It starts there.
Yeah.
If you don't love yourself, then what
Like.
kind of love? Even like yourself, love. If it's not happy, if you don't feel it yourself, how you going to give it? You got to have it to give it.
Exactly.
I can't give you something without nothing.
But you can love somebody and not
Not
like
like them. That's what I
You
mean.
can do that because there's
Ooh, my
a
stepmother.
That's
mother,
And that's
a
deep.
mother, a parent
That's deep.
You know, I love my mom. She gave birth to me. She raised me. She did the best she could. But she got a nasty, cantankerous spirit that nobody can stand her. Not my mom. I'm just saying an example.
Right. An example.
So you can love somebody because of what they've done for you, because they gave birth to you, but you don't necessarily have to like them because they're just mean and cantankerous.
Right.
One of my
You don't wanna be around them.
love come in
So are you
different
saying you don't
phases.
like
Bad
them?
energy.
Or are you saying you don't like their
Their
character,
actions,
their
their
actions,
Their
ways.
actions, their
right?
ways.
So if you're saying that, then what you're really saying is, I love the person, I don't like
Like their
actions.
ways.
That I believe can happen. But if you don't start without liking yourself, you have nothing to give to somebody to give back.
Right. And I think that
That's
happen
good.
a lot in marriages. Like they go out of love for a minute, but you connected to them. So you have to come back. You have to find your way back.
What you're saying is you let
Because
yourself go.
it's phases.
You allow yourself to be more part of that person
Right.
than a part of yourself. And that shouldn't happen.
Like give up your own identity.
Give up your own identity.
And then you know you
There's a-
don't like the person, but
There's a
you
great book I
married to
recommend-
them.
Yeah. There's a
So-
great book I recommend everybody to read.
will
It is
have to
actually
like the
called
person I marry.
Who I Am, 16 Basic Desires That Motivate People.
Who I am.
Who I Am.
You're saying
the 16 Basic Desires That
But-
Motivate People. And it's a book that
It's
questions,
phases.
that has questions
Yeah.
to help you understand who you are. And it has questions to help you understand who your partner is. Right? And then it goes talking about the dislikes and likes, or the like-mindedness and the unlike-mindedness of one another. And what we should be concerned about as far as being like-minded and unlike-minded. So that we can understand what we need to do to move forward.
Are we talking about being unequally yoked?
Something like that.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Because obviously we need to be, and there's negotiables and non-negotiables
Negotiables,
in every
exactly.
relationship, and we
Exactly.
need to understand what that is prior to getting involved
Yeah.
with a relationship, because it's going to come a point in time where that subject matter is
Bingo,
going to
brother,
come
bingo,
up,
bingo.
and depending upon where you fall along those lines, that will then determine whether or not this relationship is going to move forward or not.
Right.
And I'd
Right.
rather know that early than know that later,
Yeah.
after the heart gets involved, after the penis gets involved,
Right.
after it
Or
becomes
before-
real
before-
messy. Exactly. Before all of
when it
that
happens,
gets involved,
you
you
wanna
wake up,
know.
you're pregnant, and all this other stuff, and now you're talking about, oh, I didn't know you didn't want to have children.
Right, right.
Because that might have been a
I'm telling
non-negotiable for one person.
How did
Yeah.
yeah,
Or you
no.
woke up screaming in the morning and yelling.
Those are
Exactly.
things you
And
should
you're like,
know.
Because of the
Yeah.
PTSD,
Yeah, exactly.
you know, that you
Exactly.
had to go through because of that
Exactly.
traumatic event that happened when you were 5 years old.
Exactly. And it's funny, the Bible teaches this.
Mm-hmm.
The Bible teaches all of this.
All of this.
All of this. But there are books out there that makes it easier for people to understand that I recommend for people to read. But going back to what you were saying, which goes back to a woman or a man should think logically about their needs and wants in life so that they can make a better decision on who they choose as a partner.
That's a good point. In fact, we'll talk about that when we come back from break. Family, don't go anywhere. You're tuned in to the Profit and Growth Hour here on WDRB Media, the voice of the community. I am Dr. Bizness, and we'll be right back.
All right, that was awesome.
I think we're still streaming, so we're still live.
Are we still live?
Mm-hmm. So we need to go back in and finish this second segment. And then once we finish the second segment, then we can bring up another topic and bring on 2 more guests.
Okay.
Cool. Starting in 5, 4, 3, 2. Welcome back. You're tuned in to the Profit and Growth Hour here on WDRB Media, the voice of the community. I am Dr. Bizness, and I'm so glad that you have stayed tuned in. Family, if you're just tuning in, we've been talking about love, our definitions of love, what love is, the differences between love and like, and whether or not we can like somebody and still not love them, and are we liking their actions or them as an individual, and how that translates into marriages and relationships and non-negotiables, and making our list and checking it twice to make sure that we want to be with. I was going to try to make it rhyme, but it just didn't work out that way. If you want to be with that person, yeah, I got no bars at all. I can do
It's
the
all right.
hip hop, the hibbie to the hibbie, the hip hop. You don't stop rocking to the bang bang boogie, up jump the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie
No,
the beat
I
or something,
think
whatever.
you're good at
It's so no, don't quit my day job.
Profit and growth.
No, okay. So, Thank you for speaking the truth in love. Because
Always.
that's what we need.
That's
right?
love.
Yes.
Because if I'm making a fool out of myself, and I want somebody to let me know that.
True love will
those
tell you.
individuals
Exactly.
who get on
Exactly.
freaking American
True love.
Idol
Mike,
and make a fool of
yeah.
themselves.
Thank you. Exactly. Saying, "Ooh, you got the best voice in the world. You could be a superstar." And now I go out and make a
Hop
fool out
on
of myself
American Idol and just
exactly. Or get on the Apollo stage and get booed off and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's so
Exactly.
heartbreaking. Who would want to break your heart like that to let you just make a fool of yourself like that?
Because nobody loved you enough to let you know beforehand
Or they
that you're not
cannot sing a
talented.
lick.
They want you to see for yourself.
The crazy
and-
thing is you have
Yeah.
friends, real friends right now, who will lie to you
Right.
about what you're wearing and let you go out there looking
They
like a
should.
bum.
Yes.
I
And
won't
then
do
you
that
come
to
and
you.
you're like,
Thank you.
where's your true friendship at that point?
I'm that friend
and
that's gonna be like,
sometimes-
let's go
Fire in
shopping.
your
Yeah, I'm
nose,
letting you
and
know.
they'll just let you.
I'm
And
gonna let you know
sometimes
nicely, too.
they'll make you look
still
that
cute
way
with that little booger.
to make me look better.
Right.
So they
do
want
do
you to
do
look
that.
crazy. They want you to look tall from the floor up. They want your little makeup
So
to
the
be
focus
all
will
up
be on
here.
them.
Exactly. Because they want to be
That
the
is
cute
so
one
bad.
in the room.
That is so.
Yeah.
And that
Exactly.
happens way too much. That
It really
happens
does.
way too much nowadays.
Uh-huh. And y'all supposed to be friends.
Like, no, if you stepping out with me,
Yeah,
let's
I've been
step out
friends for years,
Yeah,
and
the
they
vibe gotta be
still
right.
will do it to you.
But then you have friends that pick friends that if I'm the cute one, then I want to hang out with the
With the
ugly
ugly
people.
ones.
Right.
Yeah.
So that when we go out, all the attention will be on me.
Security issues.
That's probably the child who was told, you're the champion, you're the champion, you're the best.
Exactly.
You're the hero.
That was probably
Exactly.
the youngest child.
Exactly. You beautiful. You this. You that. So
That was probably the youngest child syndrome. That now that I am
Or
becoming
only-
of myself, I don't want to be around anybody that
Or
can
only
think
child
that they're
syndrome.
above me. Yeah, or the only child syndrome. That's
That can
very
happen.
true.
how does that
Or the
play?
black sheep.
Wait, but
It
I
could
was
be
the
black
only
sheep.
child
Being
for
back
forever,
Mm-hmm.
and I was told that by my dad from day one, and it made me want to love more. Like, I don't know. I
There are
think it just
exceptions to the rules.
depends.
There's always exceptions to the rules.
Yeah.
But like we say, the majority of the people deal with things the way everybody else deals with things. But
Is
yeah.
that to say that what she's talking about is not really relevant to the rest of the world and how they view
'Cause
things?
she's so fluid.
Exactly.
Yeah,
She
yeah, yeah.
fluid. She
She's too
different.
fluid.
She out of the box.
Unprogrammed.
She,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Unprogrammed. Give me some.
yeah. And for somebody who thinks they're unprogrammed or programmed to think that way.
Who programmed me? Business who? No, but honestly, I feel like people take friendships too lightly. I feel like people think that, oh, I'm just with my clique to look good, or oh, I'm just with this particular group to be this way, and with these people to be this way.
For popularity.
Yeah,
Show
and
me your
nobody
friends,
is
and I'll tell you who
really.
you are.
Yeah, but you know.
But is that not what we do when we take our selfies and we're click and now we put it out on social media and I didn't have 100 likes, 100 people didn't like me, oh my god, I'm gonna go kill myself, there's something wrong with me because 100 people didn't like me.
Well, that's that new generation.
Right.
I wasn't brought
Not
up like
even.
that.
Like I said, my best friend was like Twitter famous, Instagram famous, Facebook famous, all of that in high school. And I was like, all right, I'll just hop in your selfie and just walk alongside. Like it was not that I had to be, whipped up all in the pictures and stuff. Now, once I got into my modeling and everything else, then I'm like, okay, here we go, social media. But it's not like I feel like, oh, if I don't have enough, that's what that self-love, that's where that self-love kicks in. If I like me, who are you? What is your opinion?
Right.
Like, sorry.
But there are
It's
a lot of
million
people
other
though
people in the
that
world.
base their self-love on other people's opinion of them.
Yes.
Which is why you have so many people out there trying to get friends on social media as if anybody out there is your friend. So
Right.
you got people that are friending you. Ooh, look, I got 5,000 friends and I got 7,000 friends, and you don't know but 10 of them.
Right.
But yet everybody your friend now.
Yeah.
They not your friend. They just trying to get in your business.
That's
and
it.
try to find out what it is that you doing.
That's it.
Snapchat. When Snapchat came out, it was so like for friends, like, oh friend, I'm snapping you. It was personable.
Right.
Then everybody started, oh, how many friends you got on Snapchat? This is not Twitter. This is not Instagram. I don't want to Snapchat a random person. Why do I want to know what this random person is doing throughout their day? No, like life should not be a popularity contest.
I don't think everybody should be in your business like
Right.
that. I'm personal. I don't want all those people on my Facebook page. I know I might have to change that now that I'm doing this.
Yeah.
No,
But-
it's okay to have them.
Make a
It's
separate
what
page.
you share with them.
is the
that,
key.
you know,
That's the
because
key.
y'all, I know where y'all live. I know what vacation you
You
went
on
on.
last
I know who you slept with.
That
I know
vacation
who your
thing
baby
ain't no
daddy
joke,
is.
'cause you come back in your
I
house
know
empty.
all of that.
I done seen it
Too
happen.
much. TEW.
Yes, and there are Facebook stalkers, and that's all they looking for. And the minute they meet you, they checking out Facebook and who you talk to and what you saying and what
Looking
your
at
comments
all
are
your
and all
pictures.
this stuff. Exactly. But yet we give the world access to us like that. And I don't know if that's healthy for us.
Well, it's
I don't think so.
not. All access.
For me, I mean, I'm on Facebook. There's no doubt about it. But I think that your profile, your information, your story gives people information on who you are psychologically,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
right? You're not giving them everything, but you're giving them who you are psychologically.
Yeah,
And
just sharing your
that's a
thoughts.
weapon that you're giving to the enemy's hand
To use
That's right.
against you
to
Yep.
use against you.
Absolutely.
at a later date and time.
And maybe the government too. We don't know yet.
It
but-
Oh yeah, it's definitely the government.
Did y'all hear what the Facebook founder was talking about recently?
What?
His comments
When
on the Holocaust and how whatever he was saying, I don't even want to get into it, but he had a lot of people
You brought it up
upset with
now.
it. I mean,
how you gonna not get into something that you
because
bring up?
I don't.
Well,
I didn't
Listen,
entertain
give us a little
it fully.
synopsis.
Yes, because we haven't
Something
heard.
about the Holocaust didn't happen, and yeah, stuff like that. I don't like
What
to get
history
into it
book was
because
they
I'm not
reading?
gonna let it mess up my energy. But yeah, the Facebook founder, CEO, Mark Zuckerberg.
Does he not have a right
Well,
to
he
his
said-
opinion?
He does.
Okay.
But
So if he feels it didn't
opinion,
happen, that's his opinion. Now, it ain't a true opinion, but it's his opinion. And if that's how he, just like there's some people who feel slavery never existed.
Right.
Okay, well, if that's what you want to think, you can think that.
Right.
That doesn't make it right.
I mean, he could have kept that to himself though, because now everybody's looking at him sideways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, maybe
just like
he didn't
Donald Trump.
learn.
That's
Maybe
still-
he didn't
that's
learn
still his
history.
That
business.
right, and that
Sometimes-
is sometimes how people
Well,
get
you
attention.
know, that's what
But
they
he
do.
is the
They
founder
go in
of
them
this
rooms and they come
platform.
up with all
Mm-hmm.
kind of stuff. So
So are we saying that depending upon the level you are in life, in career, the amount of money that you have, then there should be a certain level of censorship in the comments that you make? So because
Yes.
he's the founder of Facebook,
Yeah,
then
it wasn't
he can only
professional.
say and not say certain things.
Right.
But if you Ray on the corner, then you can say whatever you want
Ray can say
out on
anything.
social media.
Well, I don't
no, I
think
think
necessarily-
he's entitled to his own opinion.
Yeah.
Not saying it was a true opinion
Or it's right.
or it's right, but I think that he's entitled. He's a human like everybody else. Everybody
Yes, he
else
is.
has an opinion, so why not?
And but I can kind of see both sides to that, because if you're the founder of this whole Facebook thing, like, show people how it's done. Lead by example. You know, it's so easy to succumb to cyberbullying. It's so easy to stir up different stuff from all these controversies and everything. Like, if you see what's already going on politically and socially, why are you going to like fuel the fire?
Because
like,
maybe,
lead by example.
but
That's
maybe,
not what social media is.
But maybe that's his point. That Facebook is a platform that allows anybody and everybody, no matter who you are, no matter what you own, to share whatever it is that's considered your
An
truth.
opinion.
Whatever your opinion,
To form
whatever
an
your
opinion.
feelings. So I am leading by example by throwing out whatever it is I want to throw out, whether you agree with it or not.
Yeah,
Right.
it's true.
So maybe that is exactly what he's doing, leading by example. Put all your dirt out there. Put all your opinions out there. Put all your business out there.
He
Right.
needed some publicity. That's what it was.
Probably.
If it worked for Trump, it's working for him. I mean,
Exactly.
Trump used the same technique to get into
Kanye
office.
West.
Same strategy.
I know.
It's that
That's
negative PR.
crazy.
But it gets your
Now
PR.
that's programmed.
What?
Kanye West. That's
Now, is he
that's-
free? Is he a free thinker or is he programmed? Let's talk.
Well, the talk was he was reprogrammed after going to, his rehab and everything. He came out completely different, which, yay, change. Rehab is for change. But when you come out just stuck in a whole different person, like you're nothing like how you were, it's just like, what's really going on? Like,
But maybe that's the person that he
Wants to
should
be.
have been originally.
Initially.
So what came out could have been what the true Kanye
yeah, but you're
actually
working with
is.
the ops. I don't trust it.
What is the ops?
They say that
Ops.
his new
Donald Trump.
family
The
is the reason
Kardashians.
for his change. But I don't know how much that is true, because me personally think he changed after his mom. I never seen the same Kanye since then. So who's to say?
And I think there are situations and circumstances that happen in somebody's life that causes them to reevaluate what it is they do, how they do, just like with actors in movies. Will Smith is an example. Will Smith used to do certain types of movies, or I think it was Will Smith. It might not have been Will. There are actors that used to play raunchy parts
Right.
in movies, but then they end up having a baby. And now that child is getting older, and they want the child to be able to see the movies that the parent is making. So now I have to be more conscious of the movies and the roles that I take, because I don't want my child to see me as a prostitute. I don't want my child to see me as the pimp. I don't want my child to see me in certain types of situations and certain types of light, because I want my child to look up to me.
Right.
So I have to be more responsible in the roles that I take and the
Yeah.
activities that I engage in. So as we get older and as certain people enter our lives and exit our lives, that ends up shaping how we move forward in life.
Yes. Shaping us. It's a process.
Well said.
It's a process.
No, but same with music, same with writing and everything. That was one of the things that I was thinking about. Like, once I was finally able to create a Facebook page without having to hide it from my mama. The thing is, she made me request her on Facebook in order for me to have that Facebook page. And at the time, I'm just like, man, I can't post nothing. But in actuality, it's like, what I need to be posting? Why do I need to get that personal? And then if I'm talking about being an actress and a dance choreographer and a model and all this, who's going to see? No, I'm good. So if I gotta...
Or it forces you to post things that your mama would be proud of.
Exactly.
Because as a child, what are we taught? If you can't do it in front of mommy and daddy,
Don't
you
do
shouldn't
it
be
at all.
doing it at all. so that was the litmus test.
Yeah.
So my children, you had to give me the username and the password. Forget about friending me.
Right.
I'm going in.
Right.
I'm updating and changing and deleting posts that I think maybe are inappropriate type of
Yeah,
thing.
definitely. There was a situation that happened like a couple of months ago. Some lady posted a pedophile, and she's like, hey, if you know this man, let me know. But he was a grown man, and her middle schoolers inboxes, sending her nudes, sending her all kinds of stuff, trying to talk to her, trying to figure out where she was at and stuff. And she's like, messaging him back like, if you don't get out my child's inbox, I will come and find you. You won't need to come find her. Like,
That's the dangers of it.
It's ridiculous. I understand. Oh, get that password. My niece and nephew want phones, and I'm like, no, you're not my mom. No.
I think that's what
You have
that's
to
what
watch
Mark
it.
Zuckerberg
It's not
needs to be
time.
working on.
Yeah.
is
I
Right.
was watching
Is
that
what?
little stuff. Like, who wants to have a pedophile in their 15-year-old or 13-year-old child's inbox on Facebook at that?
But
like,
what responsibility does the parent now have? Because if now Big Brother has to adjudicate and Big Brother has to set up all the blocks and all the whatevers, then you as a parent, what's your role and responsibility?
Right.
You the one that
me
bought the kid the phone.
personally,
The kid didn't buy the phone himself. You the one with the service.
Be friends.
You pay for the service.
With
Not Mark
Facebook-
Zuckerberg.
I mean, when it came out, you can say you was 92 years old.
I know, right?
I mean, now that
You
needs
can
to
lie
be
about your
changed.
age and
Right.
everything.
And
It's
that's
just like-
where parental monitoring comes in.
Right.
We working all the time.
Yeah.
We have latchkey children.
Yes.
They coming home doing whatever they want to do. You ain't checking their homework. They fixing their own dinner because you got to work 2, 3, 4 jobs in order to make ends meet. Now the child is raising themselves, and you wonder how come they get caught up in certain situations.
Right.
You're not there to be a parent.
Yeah.
You're not there to monitor.
Kids
So you
raising
got nobody else to
themselves.
blame but yourself. You want to blame the kid. You want to blame Big Brother. You want to blame the government. Blame yourself.
Right.
What are you doing? Because you can only control you. I can't control Facebook, but I can control me
Right.
and my actions.
Right.
What I do know is some parents use that as a babysitter. Like
That's true.
they
That's
want
right.
them to have the video games, the phones. Just go ahead, get your phone, and then I'm gonna get some. I'ma go
I
sleep.
call that parental amnesia. Because we're slowly forgetting how to be parents.
That's right.
We're growing in a society where parents don't know how to be parents.
Then you want to
And they're letting their child raise
Well,
their self.
Here's the worst part about it, is that since we're forgetting how to be parents, men don't know how to teach their boys how to be men, or what I would call kings,
Yes.
right? The women don't know how to teach their daughters how to be queens.
But they know how
They
to
have
twerk.
to go out in the world, go through all the pain and suffering, to eventually one day wake up and say, "I got it." What a sad situation.
And then
Yeah.
I'm gonna teach my kid the same thing, which is not correct.
And then they're gonna go further on
It's
and
gonna
further
keep
on.
going on
But
and
then
on
you
and on.
said forget
Yeah.
about being parents. I don't even think we knew how to be parents from the jump.
Which is what I
Because
was
guess
gonna lead
what?
to. Which
We
is what I was
got
gonna lead to.
12-year-olds getting pregnant, 13-year-olds, 14-year-olds getting pregnant. They ain't. But they know about being a parent.
Babies having
On
babies.
TV,
Here-
16 and pregnant.
Here's something else.
Yeah, they
Then you
think
have-
that's
Then
beautiful.
you have these
Like
beautiful girls growing up to be women who's looking for Prince Charming. And by the time we realize it, we know Prince Charming don't
exist at all.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So I call that the Cinderella syndrome.
I
Right?
have Cinderella syndrome.
You
Really?
need to
So
get
my
out of
name
it.
is Queen Quay, and I have Cinderella syndrome.
Okay. Well, this is, and that's where it starts.
And and the fact that you're aware of it and you recognize it and accept it, it's a beautiful place to be. The sad thing is that we still have a lot of kids who think that way today,
Right.
right?
And every dude is saying, "I'll be your Prince Charming."
Oh.
Sometimes
Every
that's
single
all they
one.
have to say.
Exactly.
Sometimes
You
that's
be
all
like,
they have to
really?
say. I love you, baby.
Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm gonna do this for you, and I'm gonna do that for you.
Exactly. Uh-huh.
And it's really, really sad situation. So just to let everybody know, what the reason why I'm starting my show is because at first I was going to do my show as I want to talk to the young men on how to become kings,
Okay.
right? And then I said, before we even get there, what happens if I hit their mind with trying to be entrepreneurs? Men who want to be businessmen and allow that to become their kingdom, the beginning of the kingdom. Because once they are financially stable, guess what? They start to begin to understand who they are as a human being.
Yeah.
Can they even be a king without a kingdom? We can say they're a king.
Right.
We
Well,
can
we'll
tell
call
them
him
they're a
prince.
king.
We'll call
they,
him a
they can
prince.
believe they're a
Okay,
king.
right.
But even a prince.
Right.
If you don't have no kingdom, what do you rule over?
That's the reason why I say a prince, because the prince knows that he's going to build his foundation to get the kingdom to sit in his throne.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Because sometimes people think they're kings
Before they even go through
and they
the
don't have a
process.
kingdom.
Exactly.
I'm like, well, and you
Exactly.
king over what?
Over what?
Over what?
This is very true. I agree with you 100%. But this is why we need to start teaching the men how to be men, how to build a foundation, how to make money before they even get to the point of looking at any beautiful women.
Right.
Because they need to become beautiful themselves.
Yes.
That's true.
Yes.
Well, that's the
You
only way they're
understand?
gonna learn how to love a woman.
Yeah.
Exactly.
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 Oh, they used to have this thing at my old church called Boys to Men. And it was so good for the guys. It was so good for the guys where the men are fellowshipping with the young guys in the church, or just bring your friends. It don't have to be just the church members. Like, we need more of that. And we need that for women. We need that for it. You want to put Phlebas in the schools, put that in the school.
Yes.
Teach them how
That's
to
true.
be real people. Like, teach them what to expect to be when they get out of school, you know? Life goes on. It doesn't just stop there. And we focus on all of the little things with our kids. All of the, man, it's just so much more to teach. It's so much more
But
to teach.
it starts at home as
Yeah.
well.
Always.
It starts at home.
I agree with you, but we just agreed that at home we don't know.
Right.
To this in today's day, we don't know.
Well, it's up to
I
you to
think
figure
just
it
like-
out.
No, I think just like you have to go through a driving test and you got to take a written test in order to get a driver's license. Well, guess what? There should be some tests and some classes and some
For parenting.
certifications and something as it relates to parenting.
Yes.
That's
Just
so
because you
true.
can have a
It's
baby
true.
doesn't mean you should have a baby.
Yeah.
I
It's
agree
a lot of
100%.
We
people
want
that
to
got
teach and
kids
train
that
on
don't
everything
know
else. Teach and train
how
on that.
to be a mom or
Exactly.
a dad.
Absolutely.
Like,
Right.
you're totally
Comes
lost.
with responsibility, and now you have this child entering the world that you are 100% responsible for, and you can't even wipe your own butt. But we're going to talk about that off air because we're at the end of our time. We thank you so very much for tuning in to the Profit and Growth Hour. You are Patrice.
P.
That was too good.
Yeah. Okay. Not what you want to do. No. Patrice
I'm
P.
Halil Diella.
Halil Diella.
Queen Quay.
DJ Inc.
And you're tuned in to the Profit and Growth Hour here on WDRB Media, the voice of the community. I am Dr. Bizness, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Yay.
Awesome, guys.
job.
Awesome. Good input.
Very good.
Good input.
Yeah. Excellent.
Y'all be having my wheels turning up there.